This is the exact LinkedIn content strategy I've used to generate over 14,000 followers on the platform and a consistent 2 to 3 qualified booked calls daily on LinkedIn. The first thing you need to understand is what type of content should you even be posting on LinkedIn. What most people say is, oh, you have kind of this top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And the top of funnel is going to be when you're making all this super generic, content that appeals to everybody, stories, your personal life, et cetera, et cetera. And then middle of funnel and bottom of funnel is only when you start getting into like the real business stuff, you showing your expertise, how you can help clients, et cetera, et cetera. I vehemently disagree with this strategy. It's the same people who say that you should make these super, generic YouTube videos or Instagram reels and hope that the 1 out of 100,000 people that see it are going to be your ideal client. Instead, I want to introduce you to a concept that I created called the content prism, and this is what we work with our clients on. But in essence, you start first by creating one foundational asset. We call it the sales copy blueprint, which has all of the marketing messaging language for your business. And then you use that sales copy blueprint every single time you're going to create a piece of content, whether it's a video sales letter, your YouTube videos, Instagram ads, LinkedIn, you name it, it all comes from the sales copy blueprint. So by starting with the end in mind, by starting with the bottom of funnel in mind, who your dream client is and what their pain points are, you can then reverse engineer the exact content you should be posting daily on LinkedIn in order to attract those people. And this is kind of what this sales copy blueprint looks like. Like I said, we do this for our clients, but you can see, you talk about the niche, their avatar, what are their primary goals? What do they really want out of life? What are their secondary goals? If they got this primary goal, what would be also nice to have? What are some of their primary complaints that they have? What's the biggest issues or problems? What's their mistaken beliefs? What is their false assumptions? All of these things you can put in this one solid document. And then when you do that, what it allows you to do is then illustrate that or project that or distribute that across all of your content, ads, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc., your headlines, your video sales letter, and it's all very consistent, very cohesive, and it attracts your clients like a Dyson vacuum on steroids. And the content strategy is super simple. Once you've built the actual sales copy blueprint, then all you do is create this top of funnel content that is part of your sales copy blueprint. So for example, this one here says more than 50% of our sales come from YouTube. So this is part of our sales copy blueprint. Then after they see that top of funnel content, they're your ideal client because the content speaks to them. They go to your main profile page, and once they're on the main profile page, they'll click on the link in your bio, and then they'll go down to your sales page or your video sales letter, where you're speaking a little bit more to their pain points, you're going a little bit more in depth, and you're kind of selling them on why they should work with you, at which point they book a call to speak with you. That's the overall content strategy in a nutshell. And you can see that this exact word here, learn how we will install the self-sustaining funnel in your business, done for you in the next 7 days, for business owners who want 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day, matches this thing right here, we book you 5+ sales calls a day, and this thing right here, how we can book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day using self-sustaining funnel. And then the content over here is talking about how video sales letters and how we use content to generate 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day. So it's all very cohesive, and it all just naturally leads to the next step. Okay. So now that we know the overall strategy, let's go a little bit more granular here. So when you're starting to post on LinkedIn, the first thing you want to do is optimize your profile. Now, I'm not going to do a whole video on optimizing the profile and go every single element. I'm just going to cover the few big areas that you should pay attention to. So the first one that really jumps out at you is going to be your cover photo. You can see my cover photo is very boring, very basic, black with white words on it, and it says, learn how we can book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day. Once again, pulled directly from our sales copy blueprints, and so everything points and says the exact same thing. You want a professional headshots. You can get one done easily online or using your iPhone. And then you want a very short kind of punchy headline. And the reason why this is important is because when people type in certain things inside of LinkedIn search bar, you could actually show the first 5 to 10 words of your headline might show up there. And this is what people are going to judge you by. It's like your Instagram bio or your Twitter bio. And so, they call me the systems guy. So I say the systems guy. I help entrepreneurs scale their business, 1,200 plus clients served. So I add a little bit of social proof in there. And then I say how we can book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls a day using the self-sustaining funnel. So think they land on your LinkedIn profile. Their eyes are first going to go to this main area right here, which is your cover image. And it says, oh, link in bio, learn how we can book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls. calls. Then they go down a little bit, and there is another line there. Learn how we can book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls. Then they go down a little bit further, and there is your, it's called a custom link on LinkedIn that you can actually change the wording around. And so ours says we book you 5+ sales calls a day. And there's only a certain amount of words you can use on there, which is why that's shorter. And then that would go to our video sales letter. So hopefully you're seeing how cohesive all of this content is and how important that is for a proper branding and content strategy. If I keep on going down here to the next section, there's the about section. Now, I think a lot of people get their underwear in a wad concerning themselves about the about section. In my experience, 95% of people will never click this see more button right here. So all you really want to do is just put some juicy, it's almost like a headline again, some juicy informational social proof, expert proof content at the very top of this, because they're going to blow right by it. So right here, I said in the past few years, I've generated $25 million online. That's social proof, expert proof, showing that, you should maybe listen to me because I've generated that amount of money. And I've also had time to get my pilot's license, buy a plane, and go on dozens of trips a year with my friends and family. So I'm attracting my ideal avatar who wants to make a lot of money, but money isn't the only thing that they want. They also want a blended life. And I say, in short, I own my business doesn't own me. So I'm kind of agitating that pain for my potential prospects. Once again, I don't care if they click see more or not. This is still going to speak directly to who they are, and it's going to show that I am an expert. And then the final section you should care about is what's known as a featured section. And this is where you can put lead magnets. Once again, I'm linking to our video sales letter right here. And then I actually link to my YouTube channel because we've noticed that's kind of what the self-sustaining funnel is, that people consume content on multiple platforms before they're ready to book a call to speak with you. So we create a system that sends people to multiple different platforms before they're ready to speak with you. So when they're scrolling down a little bit further, these are big thumbnails that will jump out on their mobile phone, which is where a majority of people are, or on desktop, and they can literally just click on the thumbnails themselves and be taken directly to that asset, right? So this is another great way that you can play a part of your sales copy blueprint and be converting those views and impressions that you're getting from your posts on LinkedIn, from that content, to kind of the bridge page, if you will, which is your profile, to the final destination you want them on, which is typically some kind of asset you own, whether it's a newsletter, a sales page, or a video sales letter. Now that you know like what type of content you should create through the sales copy blueprint and how to optimize your profile, let me introduce you something that I've literally never heard anybody else talk about online, and it is called the LinkedIn tracker. Now, I created this LinkedIn tracker here because we take a data-driven approach to everything we do at Scaling with Systems and for our clients. And so what I first was like, okay, LinkedIn is a really great platform for me to learn from and for me to start generating leads, calls, and sales from. I didn't do what everybody else did. Everybody else, they just listen to these gurus, they go copy what everybody else does. I said, okay, everybody else is in a unique situation. Let's just start with doing a posting on LinkedIn. Then let me track those posts. And then as I find which posts perform better than other ones, I do more of the ones that do better and less of the ones that don't. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. As I post my own content on my own platform, not copying anybody else, whatever the hell I want to post, as long as it's in the sales copy blueprint, I track those posts and I start to identify which posts are doing well. I do more of those posts, and I identify which posts are doing poorly, and I do less of those posts. And just by doing that, you will grow your LinkedIn. Don't listen to the algorithm hacks and tips and tricks and links and these. Just post and then see what does well and do that. And the best way I found to do that is creating a tracking sheet that you can manage or someone on your team can manage, where you can actually track the most important KPIs on LinkedIn. So I'm going to walk you through what this is. Before I go too much further into this, if you want a copy of our LinkedIn tracker, I'm giving it away totally for free. You can get access to it in the description down below, so you can copy this for your business. And this took me literally days to create this, and all the formulas and everything. You can get it totally for free. So the LinkedIn tracker, every single day, we enter in the post that we made yesterday. So you can see the date that we posted it is first, the title of the post, which is typically the caption itself, how many impressions that it got in the first 24 hours, how many accounts that it reached in the first 24 hours, the accounts reached to impression ratio, how many reposts we got, like shares on Instagram or on Twitter, repost to accounts reach ratio, how many people engaged, liked, and commented on it, the engaged to accounts reach ratio, the style of video. So was it a iPad demonstration? Was it a image of me in a lifestyle? Was it an image of me at an event? And then the type of post, was it a video or an image? So I pretty much broke down all of the different elements that you could have on a post, whether it's a video or image, the style of video, the topic, and the date that we posted it. And then I just tracked its performance in the first 24 hours on the metrics that matter on LinkedIn: impressions, engagement, reposts, accounts reached, et cetera, et cetera. And once I was able to start doing that, I was able to double down on the stuff that really, really started working out for me. And this is kind of what I noticed. So this is after the first full month of me tracking this data. I was posting all different types of content. You can see I was doing animations, I was doing demonstration screen shares, reaction, talking head sitting, text with B-roll, iPad drawings, podcasts in persons, graphics, lifestyle, business. I was doing all these different ones here, and I was just throwing spaghetti against the wall. And I was hiring this short form agency, and I was paying them money, and we were posting a lot, so I thought we were doing a good job. But it wasn't until I implemented the LinkedIn tracker that I realized, wow, we're being incredibly inefficient. Because as you can see here, the lion's share of impressions, meaning the people that see our contents, goes down to 3 simple posts, which were graphics, lifestyle, and business. And I'm going to show some examples of that in a moment. And it's the same thing down here for the people that engage. The vast majority of them came from graphics and business, right? So here are the ones that I know are getting me the most views, impressions, and the most engagement, yet we're doing it the least. We're just copying exact same stuff we put on the other platforms like Instagram, elsewhere, and we're just putting it on LinkedIn. So instead, I created a LinkedIn-specific approach where I just did more of the graphic images, the lifestyle images, and the business images. And what we were able to do was we were actually able to go from, in June, 66 posts with an average impression in the first 24 hours of 333 to July, 19 posts. So we've cut it by a third and doubled the impression average to 666. How crazy is that? So literally, without buying courses and speaking to gurus and doing programs and whatever else it is, all I did was just analyze the data that I already had just by doing the activity. I was already doing this stuff, and I just doubled down on what was working. So let me just kind of show you what some of these posts look like so that you can copy it for your business, right? So for me, once again, I recommend going and doing it for yourself. These image videos here, these were both what we would consider business images, because it's kind of me at the desk or me on stage versus like maybe me in my plane or me on my motorcycle or me with my girlfriend. These are what we call business images. These single still images work incredibly well on LinkedIn. And full transparency, I've seen this work with a bunch of other clients really well also, but don't take my word for it. Just post it and see and use the LinkedIn tracker and see what the stats say for yourself. And all I did was just kind of write out the content. I'm not going to go too deep into a copywriting course here because that could be a whole different discussion. But quite frankly, all you need to do is just start posting, and then you'll be able to see what topics work well, what style of writing works well. Is it that you're having full blocks? Should you put emojis inside of there? All of the data will tell you these answers here. But you can see this one says 2,000 impressions. This one has 2,000 impressions. And for many people, 2,000 impressions is child's game. I get that. But I'm okay with 2,000 impressions because my average before was 300. And so now I'm at 2,000, and then I'm going to try to get to 4,000, then 8,000, and then 10,000. And the nice thing is that the more impressions that you get on your posts, the more calls you're going to get from your LinkedIn coming in, okay? So that being said, if you want to get access to this LinkedIn tracker so you can start tracking all the data on your LinkedIn, even if you haven't started creating content yet, make sure you go below and get the free resource of the LinkedIn tracker at no cost. And then also, if you want our help getting you a full end-to-end custom done for you, you're not going to lift a finger, marketing system in your business in the next 7 days, then you can also click on the link below this video that walks through that. Watch the video, book a call to speak with myself or one of my team members, and we'll show you exactly how that works.